Hello, good evening. Welcome to RupEnglish-News.
Hello, very good evening. I'm Nikuni Samarasekara.
And I'm Philip Richards. First of all, a look at the headlines. Many trade unions oppose the proposed strike. The proposed strike is a conspiracy to destabilize the country. It has been alleged that the opposition and some trade unions are in an attempt to destabilize the country. Today's bus strike becomes a complete failure. Route permits of buses that participated in the strike cancelled. 54 persons have died in several bomb blasts in Iraq. Moving on to the news in detail. Well, many powerful trade unions and several trade unions with the largest membership have emphasized that they will not in any manner support the proposed trade union action tomorrow with the participation of a minority of trade unions. It is not the increase of electricity prices or the increase of prices of other goods that is behind this strike, they say. Well, they point out that this proposed strike is a conspiracy by non-governmental organizations to destabilize the government. All conspiracies being launched by political parties that massacred the working masses and denied right to strike to the working masses should be defeated. Majority of trade unions point out that this exercise should be carried out with a huge responsibility for the future welfare of the country. This was emphasized by several trade unions, including Sri Lanka Independent Railway Workers Union, Independent Bus Owners Association, Sri Lanka Independent Health Service Union, Sri Lanka Independent Workers Union of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, the Port Trade Union branch of the Sri Lanka Independent Trade Union Federation, the Sri Lanka Independent Teachers Union at a media conference held in Colombo today. The General Secretary of the All Island Samurdhi Development Officers and Agricultural Research Production Assistance Union, SAV Jagat Kumar, said that none of the persons employed in the Samurdhi agricultural sector will participate in the strike action tomorrow. The President of the Lanka Independent Railway Workers Union, Naveera Manoj, said that he is stating with responsibility that all train services will operate tomorrow. The President of the Sri Lanka Independent Union Federation of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation branch, Bandula Saman Kumar, said that none of the employees will participate in tomorrow's strike. The President of the Sri Lanka Independent Union of the Health Department, Dr. Bandhu Jayasinghe, said that the proposed strike action tomorrow is not going to come to action. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Independent Trade Union Federation's Union, Aryadasa Pathirana, said that he is stating with responsibility that none of the port workers will participate in tomorrow's strike. General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Independent Health Service Union, Roy Dimmer, said it was President Mahinda Rajapaksa who made permanent junior staff of the health service, and the Minister Maitripala Sirisena also has given whatever was due to them. Therefore, he said that they will not participate in the strike. The President of the Sri Lanka Teachers Union, Mrs. Vasantha Handapangoda, said that they are planning to carry out this strike without any sympathy or love for the child population. If any of the teachers participate in the strike tomorrow, they will look at him or her as enemies of the child population. The President of the Self-Employed Persons Association, Mahinda Kahandagamage, said that they have unanimously decided not to participate in the strike. The President of the Sri Lanka Independent Workers Union of the Lake House, DSP Dasanayaka, said that as employees of the Lake House, they will not participate in the strike. The President of the Sri Lanka Agricultural Research and Production Assistance Union, Navaratna Herat, said that they will neither the people nor the patriotic workers will participate in the strike. The Treasurer of the Joint Workers Union, A.S. Sumanathilaka, said that all of us should divulge a conspiracy behind the strike. Minister Gamini Lokuge said that the government will not allow to disrupt the normal activities of the people in the country. The minister said that they have launched a program to muster all workers of the country through the trade union to boycott tomorrow's strike action. He said that these politically motivated minority groups could not be allowed to destabilize the country.
ඒක තමයි අපේ බලාපොරොත්තු අපේ කටයුත්ත. මොකද මේ රට ආපහු දුෂ්කරතාවයකට පත් කරන්න අපි ක්‍රියා කරන්න ඉඩ දෙන්න පුළුවන් කමක් නැහැ.
Several trade unions and political parties have opposed the proposed strike. The Non-Academic Workers Union of the Ministry of Education has said in a press release that they will not allow anyone to make use of their trade union for petty political objectives. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Samasamaj Party said that none of the unions affiliated to the party in the public or private sector will participate in the proposed trade union action. The party has emphasized that there is no truth in the claims made by certain individuals that the party will support the strike, which is completely false.
The National Workers' Congress and the Upcountry Workers' Front state that they will not support the proposed strike tomorrow. The leaders of these parties state that they are not prepared to sacrifice the working masses to achieve petty political objectives of opportunist politicians. Leader of the Upcountry Workers' Front and parliamentarian Radhakrishnan explained the stand of his party. He said that the members of the Upcountry Workers' Front will not participate in the proposed strike action tomorrow. He also said that this is an attempt being made to achieve political advantage by groups that are opposed to the government. Meanwhile, the national organizer of the National Workers' Congress, S. Sridharan, has requested the working masses to identify the conspiracy behind the proposed strike. Parliamentarian S. Sridharan said that the National Workers' Congress will neither participate in the strike action nor the demonstrations being called for by the anti-government political groups to discredit the government. He said that his party leader Digambaram has fought for the rights of the upcountry people single-handedly. Tomorrow's strike action is totally politically motivated. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party alleges that the proposed strike action to be launched by the opposition and some trade unions is a conspiracy to mislead the people. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party, in a communique, has stated that the conspirators are attempting to achieve petty political objectives through the proposed strike. The present government has taken several significant steps to make the future of the working classes brighter. It has implemented equitable development in urban as well as village areas. With this development, the demand for electricity has increased steeply. The electricity tariff was increased not to inconvenience the people, but to safeguard the electricity sector, which is an essential service. If there is any inconvenience caused due to the increase of electricity prices, it will not be permanent, but merely a temporary measure. The electricity prices will reduce with the commencement of several new power projects. The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Minister Maithripala Sirisena, states that the increase of electricity prices is only a temporary measure. The government always made efforts to provide electricity at concessionary rates. When electricity is produced by diesel power plants, the cost of a production unit remains at a higher level. Minister Maithripala Sirisena says that the government has no possibility of providing this high-cost service as a welfare service. The majority of the people of this country have clearly understood this reality. However, certain political parties and trade unions are attempting to launch strike action to obtain petty political advantage and thereby disrupt the normal activities of the people, to destabilize the country and bring disrepute to the government. This is part of their agenda to cover up their political bankruptcy. The Sri Lanka Freedom Party requests people not to be misled by these political conspiracies and to support the government to implement its development programs.
Meanwhile, the attempt made by the All Island Private Bus Company Association to launch a bus strike from midnight last night ended in a complete failure. The bus crew and commuters say that the bus services prevailed as normal. Well, the All Island Private Bus Company Association made arrangements to launch an island-wide bus strike today, presenting several demands, including a 10% increase in the bus fares. However, the bus owners did not support this measure. The buses operated as usual. The people said that although it was claimed that there was a bus strike, the bus services operated as usual. There was no inconvenience for us. The strike was a failure and it was unsuccessful. The bus crew said that they do not want a strike and hence they operated the buses as usual.
බස් වර්ජනයක් තිබුණා කියනකොට බස් වර්ජනයක් සිදු වුණේ නැහැ. මොකද සාර්ථක විදියට වෙන විදියටම බස් ධාවනය සිදු කරනවා. මගින්ට කිසි අපහසුතාවයක් වුණේ නැහැ.
බස් වර්ජනය අසාර්ථකයි සාමාන්‍ය වෙනදා විදියට බස් අපි දිවුවා.
ඒ කියන්නේ බොරැල්ල රාජගිරි කොටුව 171 176 ඔක්කොම දුවනවා. බස් ගාතු වල නෑ මේ කියලා එහෙම මේ ගන්න නැහැ. ඉතින් බස් කොහොමද මේ බස් දුවනවා.
බස් වර්ජනේ අවසි. එච්චර. අසාර්ථකයි. අපි දැන් බස් දුවනවා.
ස්ට්‍රයික් එකක් නෑ ජනතාවට කිසිම අසීරුතාවයක් නෑ අපේ බස් ටික සියල්ලක්ම මේ වෙනකන් ධාවනය කරන අපි දුවන දිගටම අපිට ස්ට්‍රයික් එකක් අවශ්‍ය නෑ
අපේ බස් ටික ධාවනය වුණා. පොදු බලදී අපි ධාවන කටයුතු දුනා.
වැඩ වර්ජනය අසාර්ථකයි. මගේ ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් අපි අපේ සේවය යෙදී සිටිනවා.
බස් වර්ජනේ අසාර්ථකයි. මේ බස් ඔක්කොම දුවන ඉඳ අපිත් දුවනවා ඉතින්.
ඒක සම්පූර්ණ අසාර්ථකයි. එහෙම වර්ජනයක් නැහැ නේ.
The Minister of Private Transport said that he appreciates the support given by the private bus owners and the bus crews to defeat the attempt made by certain unscrupulous elements to inconvenience the people through a bus strike. The Minister of Private Transport, C.B. Ratnayaka, said that this was a good lesson for those who were mouthing various slogans and various threats about strikes. The bus owners performed their responsibilities perfectly. As the Minister of Private Transport, he said that he thanks all of them.
ඒ පිළිබඳව පෞද්ගලික ප්‍රහාණ ඇමතිවර හැටියට මගේ ගෞරවනීය ස්තුතිය පෞද්ගලික බස් හිමියන් සහ ඒ වගේම එහි කාර්ය මණ්ඩලයටත් ඒ වගේම පොදු ප්‍රවාහන සේවාවටත් මගේ පෞද්ගලික ස්තුතිය පුද කරනවා.
The president of the All Island Bus Owners Association, Gamanu Vijayaratne, addressing a media conference this evening, said that the value of trade union action gets diluted by this kind of unsuccessful strikes that cannot be launched. The president of the All Island Bus Owners Association, Gamanu Vijayaratne, said by this senseless activities, it will not become possible to launch a strike action when it becomes really necessary. He said that the people will be taking it very lightly. Meanwhile, the National Transport Commission has announced that steps have been taken to cancel the route permits of buses that participated in the strikes, violating the rights of commuters. The necessary instructions in this connection has been given by the Minister of Private Transport, C.B. Ratnayaka. The chairman of the National Transport Commission, Roshan Gunawardena, said that route permits of the inter-province bus services that participated in the strike has been cancelled with immediate effect.
Still in local news, Dinesh Kapuge, a student of Mihintale Central College, who was placed first in the electricity or electrical engineering and mechanics category of the International Science and Engineering Exhibition, met President Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees today. His innovation was called the Ridge Cutting Machine. It was commended internationally as a project that displays both innovation and usefulness. The President appreciated the innovations of the student Dinesh Kapuge, and it is significant that he also carried off the award for the second place presented by the Subharya Chetty Foundation. Venerable Palligam Hemaratnathera, Mr. Bandulu Gunawardena, and several people's representatives attended the function.
Deputy Minister S.M. Chandrasena said that none of the employees of the Ministry of Economic Development will participate in the proposed strike tomorrow. But more than 5,000 persons are employed in various institutions under the Ministry of Economic Development. The Deputy Minister made this statement at a media conference held in Colombo today. Deputy Minister S.M. Chandrasena said that there are about 10,000 officers in the agrarian services and 30,000 under the Samurdhi program. In addition to this, there are Samurdhi officers, the graduates amounting to 50,000. This huge workforce will not participate in the proposed anti-national strike tomorrow. He said that he is expressing with responsibility that none of the employees of the Ministry of Economic Development will participate in this strike action.
Academics allege that the United National Party and the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, which have caused the highest destruction to the country, are attempting to drive the country into the abyss once again. They point out that the proposed strike has been planned to achieve petty political objectives. During the Ranil Wickremesinghe government of 2002 to 2004, a major crisis took place in the electricity sector. As a solution to this, the government curtailed power supply. During that period, the people spent more time in darkness than under lights. In a program aimed at supplying electricity in 180 days, the United National Party operated, or rather gave permission to establish private power plants operated by fossil fuels without any future vision. This was also one of the reasons that contributed to the collapse of the electricity board. The people have not forgotten that Ranil Wickremesinghe government supplied electricity free of charge to LTTE camps in the north and east. The ordinary masses paid the price for such unwise measures taken by that government. It is because of this that the Ranil Wickremesinghe government increased the electricity tariff by 33%. From 1980 to 1990, the UNP government increased electricity prices every 2 years. During that period, either increases of the electricity charges or curtailing of electricity supply was carried out without fail. During the Rana Singha Premadasa's government, electricity charges were increased by 100%. The Janata Vimukti Peramuna, which vociferously opposed the increase of electricity charges, caused much damage to the electricity network of this country in 1971 and during the 1988 to 89 period. They destroyed more than 300 electricity transformers, each of which was worth more than 1 million rupees. It was the JVP that destroyed about 10,000 electricity poles. They also torched electricity supply lines and other machinery and vehicles that belonged to the electricity board. The several hundred millions in damage caused by the JVP in the past is still being felt by the electricity board. This destruction caused in the past was also one of the reasons that compelled the increase in electricity tariff. Former Janata Vimukti Peramuna parliamentarian K.D. Lalkantha recently confirmed that his party carried out several destructive activities. Meanwhile, Professor Nalin De Silva pointed out the irony of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, which destroyed people's properties and murdered several innocent people, now speaking out about people's rights. Professor Nalin De Silva said that the Janata Vimukti Peramuna should take responsibility for the attacks carried out on the electricity board properties during the 87 to 89 period. The statement made by former MP Lalkantha has confirmed that their destructive actions during this period, they are now carrying out only a camouflage act and trying to mislead the people. It is questionable how these people who destroyed state property can now claim to be struggling for the betterment of the people.
The Ceylon Electricity Board said that certain political parties and trade unions are making an unsuccessful attempt to get political advantage by spreading false information about electricity tariffs. However, it said that it is the responsibility of the electricity consumers to act with an understanding of the reality of the situation. Well, the number of consumers who use less than 30 units of electricity is more than 1.1 million. The electricity bill for each of these consumers will be rupees 142 and cents 50. Well, there will be no change for them under the new tariffs. 1,318,755 families use 30 to 60 units of electricity per month, and there will be no change for their electricity bill, which will be 371 rupees and 85 cents. Well, the concession provided by the government to these two categories amounts to nearly 18,000 million rupees per month. Nearly 1.3 million consumers who use 61 to 90 units of electricity get a concession of 12,480 million rupees. A 10% concession is given to those who use 91 to 180 units of electricity. The concession given to the industrial sector amounts to 25,860 million rupees. The Electricity Board informs that it is very, very sad to know that these political parties and the trade unions are not revealing this truth to the general public.
And we now take a look at the trading details on the Colombo Stock Exchange today. That's all the local news we have for you. International.
Welcome back to the news. Moving on to news overseas. Well, 54 persons have died and several others injured in a series of bomb attacks carried out in the southern and central areas of Iraq. Well, 2 bombs exploded in Basra and Samarra cities. 9 bombs exploded in the Shia Muslim areas of Baghdad, at bus halls and also several marketplaces. During the last few weeks, violence has increased steeply. Well, the unrest among political and religious groups have also increased, they say. Iraq police informed that in today's bomb attacks, more than 200 people have been injured. The bomb blasts near the Shia Muslim restaurant have killed 14 people.
We take a look at some entertainment news from around the world.
47-year-old Glenn Walsh munches through 2 bags of watercress in just 36 seconds to claim a new world record at an annual festival to celebrate the leafy vegetable. Berlin's annual Carnival of Culture reached its peak yesterday as thousands of revelers took to the streets of the German capital to watch a colorful street parade celebrating the city's ethnic minorities. International singing phenomenon Justin Bieber and country pop star Taylor Swift won the big prizes yesterday at the Billboard Music Awards, with Swift taking the Artist of the Year award at a ceremony which also honored legendary phenomena like Madonna and Prince. The Duke of Cambridge called on the public to continue their support of the injured British servicemen and women today. Prince William made the heartfelt plea as he and Prince Harry officially opened 4 Help for Heroes recovery centres during a visit to Tedsworth House, Tidworth, Wiltshire. And over to Cannes Film Festival, a film about baby switching by Japan's Korida Hirokazu that ponders nature versus nurturing is among the 20 films vying to take home the Palme d'Or prize from this year's Cannes Film Festival. And on to sports news on Rupavahini now. The Sunrise Hyderabad team has entered the Group 4 of best 4 teams in the IPL tournament. The other 3 teams are Mumbai Indians, Chennai Super Kings and Rajasthan Royal. The match between Kolkata Knight Riders and the Sunrise Hyderabad, Kolkata Knight Riders batting first scored 113 runs for the loss of second wickets in that allotted 20 overs. Yusuf Pathan was 49 not out and Jack Khalis 24. Sunrise Hyderabad in return scored 132 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in 18.5 overs. Pathiv Patel scored 47 and Sikh Dhawan scored 42 runs. Darren Sammy scored 17 runs not out, which included 2 sixes.
How good a shot is that? Oh, now that's a shot. Why would you want to walk around and look?
And from cricket we move on to rugby news now. The Dharmaraja Candy won the inter-school rugby tournament match played against the St. Anthony's College Kathuwastota at the Vogambara Stadium. Both teams, which attracted the attention of many people in this school tournament, were an equal footing. However, at the end of the first half, Dharmaraja College was ahead of 21 to 14 points. Even in the second half, Dharmaraja played well and the match ended with Dharmaraja College winning it with 47 to 26.
Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight. Do join us tomorrow at the same time for more. Until then, it's a very good night from the RupEnglish-News team.